It's amazing how quickly things can change. These were my Halloween nails and now they're early Christmas nails, along with a band-aid over my poor cut finger. Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, hello, my name is Loey, and today, you guessed it, is a Dear David update. I have followed this story very closely here on my channel since almost the beginning, really, and there have been some recent updates I'm so excited to finally tell you guys about. There really wasn't a Dear David video because he was gone in Japan for a pretty long period of time, came back, had some updates, not enough for a video, and now I think there is a whole lot to catch up on. So if you've never seen one of these videos, I would recommend going back to the very beginning. I'll have a playlist link for you down below and right now in the little eye icon right up there, or up there, I don't know. Regardless, you should definitely watch it from the beginning because it's not really gonna make a whole lot of sense unless you do. I kind of feel like either a school librarian or your grandfather in this sweater, but Adam returned home on October the 5th and then finally posted some updates on the Dear David story on the 14th. Let's backtrack a bit to October 2nd when he wrote, "It's my last full day in Japan. The past couple weeks have been pretty peaceful. I have people taking care of the cats and they say they've been doing fine. This morning, I went for a long walk around Sapporo. I never really plan my vacations. I like to wander a lot and see what I find. I came across a statue in a park. I couldn't find any real information about it online, but it was weird and pretty. I was taking pictures of it from different angles since it's cylindrical. I moved around to one side and almost dropped my phone at what I saw. It felt too similar to be a coincidence. I felt dizzy staring up at it. This kid with a dented head. I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this is nothing. It doesn't feel like nothing. And literally this kid looks just like his drawings of David. Why would they just have a child with a severely deformed head among all of these different people in the statue that look totally normal? It's really weird. Anyway, I have to pack for my flight home in the morning. It'll be good to see the cats again, at least. There was about a week gap, and then weird things have been happening with the electricity in my apartment this week. Thread. Poor Adam cannot catch a break. First, 2 bulbs have burned out in the hallway in less than a week. At this point, I've just left it alone rather than get a ladder again. But the strangest thing has to do with the backlight on my TV. It's an LED strip that plugs into the TV itself via USB. The TV has to be on in order for the backlight to be on, but last night, the backlight was flickering on and off by itself. I noticed it just sometime before dawn when I woke up and went into the kitchen to get some water. I'd barely gotten back into bed again when I saw a faint light come on in the living room. After a few seconds, it went dark again. I went back into the living room and stood there watching the backlight go on and off for a few minutes. It was bizarre. Eventually it stopped, and now the backlight doesn't work at all. It's only a couple months old, so it shouldn't be dead already. Anyway, I couldn't sleep, so I went to the diner near my apartment. It was the only thing open at 4 a.m. When I got back home, the sun was starting to come up, so I figured I might as well shower and go into work early. I showered and brushed my teeth, then headed into the bathroom to get dressed. As I passed the front door, I thought I heard a faint scratching sound from the other side. It was so soft, I wasn't sure it had really happened. I went over to the door, but I was too scared to look through the peephole. I couldn't bring myself to actually put my face that close to the sound, so I opted to take a photo through the peephole instead. Since there's a skylight just outside my door, the hall was awash in faint yellow-green light. I snapped a couple photos. At first, the pictures didn't seem like anything, just blurry nothingness. But as I analyzed it and started noticing things, part of a face, an ear, an eye staring right back at me. I think maybe it's time to get someone else involved. It's obvious this isn't going to stop until I do something. I'm just not sure what that is yet. I'll let you all know when I figure it out. So in the photo, I can't really see what he's talking about, if we're being completely fair. I can kind of see the ear, I can sort of see an eye, but I'm not really making out a face. And then someone else really clearly draws it out and it looks identical to the face that he saw in the statue, the one he thought looked just like David. And the fact that he saw that right after he saw scratching at the door, like, I would be out. He took a really long break and everyone low-key wondered if David had gotten him, but finally 5 days ago when I'm filming this, a little bit longer by the time you're seeing it, he said, "Sorry for the radio silence the past couple weeks." Thread. First, I had a friend come over to do some cleansing stuff. She did the whole apartment and the hallway. A lot of self-proclaimed professional mediums have reached out, plus about a dozen ghost hunter TV shows. I've declined them all because I don't really want strangers in my house sensationalizing what's going on. So instead, I had a friend come over and cleanse the place. And for about a week or so, it seemed like it worked. Things appeared to go back to normal. The cats weren't gathering at the door anymore. I stopped having dreams. It was starting to seem like it was over. Then one morning last week, I was walking to work and passed the shuttered warehouse as per usual. This time, all the metal doors were wide open, sunlight pouring in. The warehouse was still mostly empty, except for one thing. There was a hearse parked near the back wall. I can like hear my heartbeat as I'm looking at this picture of a hearse just parked inside of this empty warehouse for no reason whatsoever. The warehouse has been closed for over 2 months. I have no idea why it was open that day. Nobody was around. It was weird, but I tried not to think about it. It's not all that strange to see a hearse, I guess. Like, they have to park somewhere. It's just weird that it's right next to your apartment, boo. I tried to put it out of my mind, and the next several days were uneventful. But something else happened last night. It was around 11 or so, and I was watching TV on the couch. I went into the dining room to get a drink from the fridge and noticed both the cats were sitting by the far window, staring at it. The window looks out onto the roof of the business next door. I glanced out the window, but didn't see anything. I figured maybe there was a mouse in the wall or something. I shrugged and grabbed a beer from the fridge. As I went into the kitchen to get a bottle opener, I noticed something. There's a window in the kitchen, which looks out onto the same roof, and someone was standing on the roof, staring at me. I immediately ducked down. I reached up and flicked off the light switch. I peered over the windowsill, but still couldn't see much. My phone was in my pocket, so I grabbed it and took a photo. It was blurry and dark, but I swear someone was out there. And then he tried to take a better photo, but the figure had disappeared. I closed all the blinds and made sure the door was locked, and then drank like 5 more beers until I was too drunk to be scared. But now I feel like I'm back at square one. I'm sure it was him. He's not going away, and I don't know what to do. The reason that I thought that it was time for an update, even though I usually try to make these videos a little bit longer, I try to wait until there's so many updates that it fills up like 15 to 20 minutes, because I hate when videos are too short and you guys feel like, you know, I'm just like doing these updates really constantly. I realized it was time because one of you guys sent me a brightened version of the photo, and that is David. That is David if I have ever seen anything in my entire life, and it is the scariest thing in the entire world to look at. I know that Adam has probably seen that photo by now, and he's probably seen the picture lightened up, and I can only imagine how freaked out he must be. Dear David is back, and seemingly worse than ever, because while there were a lot of things going on that Adam was posting about, I feel like he wasn't seeing David as frequently. I mean, there were a couple of odd things where it kind of looked like him, but to see something so distinctly in that statue, and maybe it is unrelated, that is a statue that was probably built a long time ago, but why would it be that dented head of a kid that he just so happened to see in that one particular park among all of those perfectly normal sculpted people, and then for him to see David through the peephole, then immediately see someone who looks exactly like David standing on a rooftop staring at him the same day that he sees that hearse? I don't know. The entire thing just feels really odd to me, and the tone just seems a little bit different than David updates we've had previously. I almost wonder if David is angry that they tried to cleanse the space, and I wonder if the cleansing was done improperly in some way. That's not a dig on his friend in any capacity. I'm sure that she is more than qualified to do the cleansing that she did, but part of me wonders if in some way it made things worse. I have never had a home professionally like cleansed or anything. I probably should, but I have noticed there was a time where I saged a place and I did it improperly and I didn't open a window and it made things about 10,000 times worse. The whole thing feels pretty off, but I'm so excited that Dear David is back in action and I'm excited to be doing these updates again for you guys. So what do you think? Do you guys think that this is the creepiest update yet? Because that photo really weirds me out, but let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And if you love Dear David, if you love this story, first and foremost, please consider following Adam on Twitter if you have one. It is just so cool to see these updates like in real time and feel like you're living the story with him. It's really eerie, and I hope that he gets it solved soon. Even if it doesn't mean any more Dear David updates, I hope that this thing stops tormenting him and he just seems like such a nice person, and I'm so sorry that his apartment is so haunted by this little boy. But anyways, yeah, definitely follow Adam on Twitter. And if you love the Dear David updates, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, I love you and I'll see you next time. Bye.